Good afternoon. It's time for yet another NFL Bucky's Mail Day. This is your host, Mike C., of course, and the star of the show, as always, yet again, probably next time, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. Whoops. We kind of dropped the phone there a little bit. That's okay. Bucky still says hi. Bucky still says hi. We're going to do things a little different, of course. It's less than 2 weeks to the NFL draft, and I've kind of got a little tired, which happens every year also, of looking at the mocks and different scenarios. At this point, you want it to happen. It's been a long time, and I don't say it's dragging, but it's just, you want to, get going and get it done and stop talking about it and actually experience it. So it's coming very soon, so that's great. Before we start, I want to say a great thank you to Jonathan Toews, the Blackhawks captain, for many years. Thank you for all your hard work and 3 Stanley Cups, and for being the captain of a great Blackhawks team. And you played your last game a few days ago, and you scored a goal, which was fantastic. An overtime loss, of course, but that's all right. But the playoffs start. Bruins finished the most points, and of course that's my brother's team, so I'm rooting for them. And but the Blackhawks have a lot of work ahead of them. Hopefully they'll get some good draft picks, and I don't know many players on the team anymore like I used to. I'll try and follow them, but it's going to be tough because, like I said, I don't know a lot of the players, and I have to get refamiliarized with them all, but that's all right. It's part of being a fan. So Bucky's got solid options for the Lions draft, and we're kind of narrowing it down a little bit. Now, next week, we're going to do a complete one full round mock draft, all teams. And what I would do, of course, I may involve some trades. We'll see about that. But I'm not just going to, skewer the board in my favor. This is what I actually think will happen, and we'll see what happens. And I've watched a lot of mocks and a lot of different people. Some I really like, some I don't care for. And I've seen a lot of different scenarios, which is kind of what I'm covering today. Before this video, I went and did 5 separate Lions mocks. Just the first 2 rounds, so we'd be here forever. And I tried to pick all different players each time. I almost succeeded, except for the last one. I picked the same for the first round, just to give different scenarios. And that's why I called it solid options. I don't know how to spell scenario. I could look it up, but it's like, And, what actually could happen for the Lions. It involves some trades. I didn't include those. It just kind of, happened. I kind of manipulated the draft a little bit for that, because I think it's very possible. I think the 3rd overall pick for the Cardinals will be traded. In that case, there'll probably be 4 quarterbacks in order, and that'll leave 2 very good, solid defensive players. And well, let's get to it and see what we got. Now, the first one, the number 6 pick, I got Jalen Carter, and he's supposed to meet with the Lions, I think today, if I remember right. And so I think he's still an option. They haven't crossed him off the board, otherwise they wouldn't have, invited him and visited with him. And if he's there, I'm going to go over another scenario I think that could very well happen. Then I got Nolan Smith for 18. Carter's teammate, and he's the captain of the team. Speaking of captain, my captain. And I think it'd be a very good influence on Jalen. And he's got all the talent in the world. He just needs some guidance. And that would be a great addition, to Jalen Carter. Then in the second round, I got Drew Sanders, a linebacker, and then I got Joe Tippmann, interior offensive lineman from Wisconsin. My second bracket, I got Will Anderson, and I'm in love with that. Some drafts are going to have to change, or some trades actually are going to have to happen for that, and I will get to that later. And I got Bijan Robinson, who's mocked to the Lions quite often. I'd be happy with that. And I got Jack Campbell, another linebacker, this one from Iowa, and a tight end, Sam Laporte. I don't pick too many tight ends, but he was the best person available at that time. Then for the first pick in number 6, I got Christian Gonzalez, a corner. And I got Quentin Johnson, a wide receiver. Then I went with Trenton Simpson, a linebacker, and Cedric Tillman, a wide receiver from Tennessee. Now I'll explain again why certain things are going to have to happen for those players to be available. Then I got Tyree Wilson, who Lions are really high on. Bryce Young fell in this draft. I don't see that happening, but he was there, so I picked him. I'd be shocked if he was actually there. Jamar Gibbs, a running back from Alabama, who I think I'm very high on. He's got good speed and good size. And then DJ Turner, cornerback. I believe he's from Michigan. Then my final one, I got Will Anderson again. Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State, cornerback. Then I got John Michael Schmitz from the Gophers, interior offensive lineman, which is a very good possibility. And Sakai Ika, I believe his last name is. He's a defensive tackle. Now, what I think is going to happen, or very well could happen, is first 2 picks will be quarterbacks. Somebody's going to trade with Arizona. Now, there's been talk of the Lions trading with number all 3. Some people suggested a quarterback. No, it would be for Will Anderson Jr. And so that's very possible. They might say, you know what, the hell with it. Let's just go up to number 3 and get our guy. If somebody else trades with 3, my preference would be somebody to get Arizona out of 4. So I don't want, just to trade down 1. So get them out of there. Either the Raiders, Titans could do it. A couple other teams could do it. Colts could do it. I don't really see the Lions do. They could. They very well could do that. They might say, you know what, we're going to take control, and we've got extra draft capital, so let's just get our guy, and we'll worry about the rest later. So if that happens, then the 4th pick would be the Colts, and they would go for a quarterback. So the first 4 players would be quarterbacks. That would set up the Lions at 6. Seattle is ahead of them. Well, they could go with Carter. They've been high on him. Or Will Anderson. Carter's probably a better pick. They might even go quarterback because Geno Smith's on his, he has a couple-year contract. Last year might have been a fluke. We'll see. That'd be okay too. That would leave again Will Anderson or Jalen Carter for the Lions. So that's one of the scenarios that's going to have to take place. There's always trades in the first round. And I think it's a very likely scenario that could happen for the Lions to get that. If they stay there, Tyree Wilson's a great option. I still am not high on Devon Witherspoon. If he's there at 18, fine, I got no problem with that. He's a smaller corner. The Lions, they just signed another cornerback who was injured last year today. Even Christian Gonzalez, I'm not overly crazy about. I just don't want Witherspoon at 6. Now, if the Lions draft him, I have to totally rethink everything and try to embrace the pick. My preference is I just don't want Witherspoon at 6. I don't think he's the 6th best player available, and he's not the best player available for the Lions. So, like I said, even as much as I love Christian Gonzalez, there's better picks at 6. Defensive tackle they really need. They have a history of drafting defensive tackle. Ndamukong Suh comes to mind. And so we'll see if it's getting close. We're going to get our shrimp next week. Got to have shrimp for the draft. And it's almost time. Now, again, next week I'll do a complete 31 pick first round mock. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do trades or not because I would manipulate the board too much. We'll see what happens. I might just do one online. We'll see. I won't do two because that'll take way, way too long. And I won't do 2 rounds because it takes way too long. So those are my options. And but I'm looking forward. It's getting close. It's getting exciting, and people are still talking about the Lions, and that's fantastic. Not much news to report here. It's cold today. Weather's been all over the place. Got down to 30 something last night. Only 40, I think 43 for a high today. So spring is still quirky, as they say. So I think that's about it, Bucky. So I hope you enjoy this. We had 33 views last week. That's fantastic. No comments as always, but that's fine too. But hopefully this one will do well. And then next week, the first round mock, full mock. And of course, the following week will be a rehash, recap of all the Lions picks and other surprises in the draft. So for Mike C, and of course, the Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. Take care, everybody. Be kind and tell someone you love them. All right, bye now.